my Instagram.
We're back, baby.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Gabby, how's my sound?
Sound good.
Are you sure you can hear me?
Is that?
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Are we sure? Like, can you adjust it? Like
Ready? Yeah?
Mic one,
I'm
two,
not
one,
touching
two.
the goddamn mic. I felt so stupid. I'm sitting there, I'm so comfortable with my microphone and just completely.
Oh my God.
So my Armenian brother, thank you for coming back on the show.
Of course.
And I say, if you're gonna kick that thing, you can slide it over a little bit just to give yourself more wiggle room.
I think I should be okay.
For those of you who don't know, we kind of pitched this episode last week.
Yeah.
And it never came out.
Unfortunately.
Because I decided to play with my microphone and my microphone shit the bed. So I felt really bad and said, hey, man, can you drive an hour back and let's do this thing one more time?
Anything for you. I wanted to see your beautiful face again. So
I know you miss me. I know you miss me, bro. But we're back at it, man. Thank you for coming down.
Of course.
I got to know you a lot more when we talked, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to recap it for the people.
Of course.
But first, tell me about this weekend. You were in a tournament.
Yeah, so I had a Naga Jiu-Jitsu tournament. It's not like the biggest tournament in the world, but it's definitely just keeping me active and in competition mindset. So
yeah,
went out there, did my thing. I got silver in no-gi and gold in the black belt division in gi.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like I said, it's not the biggest tournament in the world. I would call it. They go around the country, but I mean, I'm gonna keep competing and just stay focused.
A way to keep sharp.
Exactly. I just want to always feel that energy.
Okay. How do those events work? Like, kind of, what are the rule sets?
So, rule sets wise, it's just like a bracket. So I had like 7 matches, gi and no gi together. So you have like a 6-minute match and you got to recover. You have maybe like 10 minutes and then you go for your next one.
Okay.
I'm not even a leg locker really, but I submitted my first opponent like within like 45 seconds with a leg lock. But sometimes it happens like that. Yeah, I had a knee bar set up that I have this like setup that I do from reverse X guard to a 411 setup to a knee bar. I went for a heel hook, but he moved his knee in a certain way, which opened up for me. So
I mean, I'm sure this is a very dumb question, but do you ever, when you're in those type of tournaments that you're not competing in MMA, do you ever almost catch yourself going to do something that would be considered illegal in those events?
It is so funny you say that because literally every single like situation I had, I think of like, how can I punch this guy in the face?
Right.
I'm still an amateur, so I can't hit people in the face on the ground. But I actually caught myself. I watched the tape again, like because I record my matches. Mm-hmm. I caught myself literally going like when I had someone's back to hit them in the face. But you know,
I can imagine that becomes like instinct.
It's like it's my style of jiu-jitsu is MMA related, street related. Anything I could use in the street basically is the way I kind of like gauge my Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't play like I don't ever really pull guard or stuff like that. Like everyone has like sport, like people know sport jiu-jitsu, which is like De La Riva and like, you know, being on your back and stuff like that. I'm trying to be on top at all times, you know, push the pace and get the takedown and do everything what I got to do.
Tell me about pulling guard, because I feel like that's a meme that I can't get away from with the people that I follow with the show. It's like, we don't pull guard.
I don't know what's in like the water with this area, but like, I don't know. I don't pull guard. Like I would have to have my leg broken to pull guard. Yeah. Like whatever happened with Anthony Smith and what's his name?
Crute.
We'll get to the fights.
What a great fucking weekend of fights. But anyway,
sweet.
So the guys who compete in those type of events, are they typically jiu-jitsu only guys? Or are they MMA?
I would say it's a mix of jiu-jitsu and MMA guys. Like a lot of guys do what I do. You know, they'll fight MMA and they'll train MMA, but also do the jiu-jitsu and like competitions like that. Also, just like I said before, just to keep sharp and just feel that competitive, you know, anxiety, you could say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and also to remind yourself kind of the things that you know what I mean? Like, just keep it in the back of mind at all times.
I just want to stay fresh. I'm going to compete actually May 15th in the Pan Ams. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Texas.
It's in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of my vibrating phone. So, you come from tell me where you're at,
Okay.
where you live now, and where you grew up.
Okay. So
North Jersey, right?
Yeah. So I live in Howell, New Jersey. It's a pretty small town. It's 10 minutes from the Jersey Shore, where I'm at all summer.
Is that still a thing that people do?
Well, I go to the Jersey. I mean, I love the beach. That's really realistically, like, I'm at the beach most of the time. I'm on the boardwalk just to run.
Okay.
But there's nothing better than getting a tan and getting a workout in. So
Yeah.
But I was born in.
Do you do your own laundry?
Do I do my own laundry? Ooh, I don't know if I want to say that on camera. Shout out to my mom. Love you.
Hey, listen, nothing wrong with that. There's something about North Jersey guys or shore guys who are they appreciate their mom. That's a good thing.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
She overfed me when I was a kid, but we'll get to that later.
She did what?
She overfed me when I was a kid, but we'll get to that later.
All right. So speaking of overfeeding you, so tell me what it was like growing up there and kind of what your life was like at that time.
So, growing up as a kid, I came from an Armenian family. My parents showed love through food. So I grew up eating with my heart and not with my mind. Mm-hmm. And my mom thought the same. So I pretty much was very overweight as a kid. I struggled with bullies and all that stuff. And to this day, I feel like I still have that chip on my shoulder of like having to prove myself to people. Yeah. So I feel like that's why I am who I am today, because of all the sacrifice and bullying and all that stuff. I had to transfer schools like 4 times.
For real?
It was so bad. Like, I was bullied physically, mentally. So Jesus. I definitely, to this day, like, feel like I have a chip on my shoulder and I have to prove myself. And look where I'm at now. Yeah.
Were you like, and I don't mean this as a joke, but were you like wear shirts in the pool, like super conscious?
Yes, 100%.
Because that's a really shitty.
It's a bad feeling, and growing up, I didn't really have somebody to like guide me to be better. I had my brother who made fun of me. I had
older brother?
Yeah, older brother, yeah, which is normal. But
you guys get along still?
Yeah, we get along now. But like growing up, like he wasn't trying to get my back. Like he would actually probably like join the kids to make fun of me in the neighborhood and stuff like that.
That's fucked up. So you didn't have a
I never had a safety net of like, hey man, like you're gonna get through this, like, but we're gonna have to work out. We're gonna have to change your diet. I never had that. I had my mom who overfed me, my dad that was busy working all the time to put food on the table, and my brother who just made fun of me and
just took it lightly.
Just took it very lightly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he was a kid too. We're only 3 years apart, but
okay. Yeah, so he wasn't thinking how much damage was actually
exactly.
setting.
Like I was at the brink of suicide when I was a kid. I literally hated my life.
Wow.
At
what point do you decide to make a change, and like what caused that, and then also how did it cause a conflict between you and your mom? Because I'm sure she didn't see anything wrong with what she was doing, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. My mom thought she was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But slowly was killing me mentally, physically,
Yeah.
I didn't realize what I had to do until my sophomore year of high school, where I started wrestling. And
just to get in shape?
Just to get in shape. I didn't even want to do the matches. I literally joined the wrestling team to lose the weight.
Wow.
Like, I just wanted to go through the practices because I saw these kids, they're all in shape. Yeah. None of them are fat. Even the heavyweights, they were in shape.
Did they bully you a little bit when you first started wrestling?
No. That's the one thing that I'll say, like, the wrestling team, like, always had my back, you know? They never made fun of me, and I always showed, like, who I was, like, mentally and with my heart, Like, I was always tough as nails. Even being a fat kid with no like physical attributions, anything. My dad was a professional athlete. My grandpa was a boxer, but I didn't even know I had this ability that I have right now.
Yeah.
But
you had something inside that you knew you had.
I knew in my heart and in my soul I had this special gift.
Yeah.
That it just needed to like just break and show itself.
Did you ever have to say like sit your mom down and be like, Mom, like I can't?
To this day, I struggle with my mother to like be like, yo, did you put butter in that rice?
Right.
If she makes dinner one day, like, yo, did you put butter in that? Like, no, like I did this. I'm like, are you sure?
I do the same thing with my mom, and she says no, and I say, put some goddamn butter in the rice.
Well, me and you are in 2 different boats. I literally had this conversation with her today. I was eating lunch, and I was like, yo, did you put butter in that?
Yeah,
You know?
that's hilarious. But so you're Armenian.
Yeah.
And I think who was I talking to? I don't know. I think I might have been talking to my sister or my brother-in-law or something. Like we were having cocktails over the weekend and I think I was talking about you and the episode that didn't make it. But I was trying to come up with a way of explaining Armenian culture. Now, I'm not a huge, I don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
But there's something to me that's kind of it's almost like Italian and Hispanic kind of mixed together as far as family. It's all family oriented.
Yeah,
it's all there's that kind of thing inside you.
Yeah.
Is that
100%.
Am I off?
It's definitely very family oriented. But the thing is, a lot of my family doesn't live here.
Oh, okay.
A lot of my family is in Armenia and in other countries or states.
Yeah.
So I really only have my second cousins that live in Queens.
Okay.
That's all I have.
So I bring that up because whenever I go on these nope, I'm gonna lose weight or I'm gonna go full healthy and get a little bit hardcore with it.
Yeah.
They're the most difficult people to try to get on your side. They make you feel guilty. They make you feel so dumb for trying to be so strict or whatever.
So me, I feel like I live with my parents, but I feel like I live with myself because I have to make my own food, so I can't get it sabotaged with butter and all the good stuff that everyone wants to eat.
Right. Your mom's just dropping little cubes of butter into your
swear,
rice just to fatten you up a little bit.
Low key, just yo, you look way too skinny.
Yep. Do you get comments like that? Do they say that you look too skinny or not now?
No, not now. It's just
they're used to you.
They're used to it.
So at one point you started bodybuilding as well?
Yeah. So right after high school, wrestling's over, obviously, and I still wanted to, pursue working out and being athletic and, seeing what goes from there. So I started bodybuilding with a friend at a Gold's Gym or something like that.
Of course.
And I would always run. I would actually run to the gym. This is when I knew I had something different than other people. Right. I would choose to run to the gym, which was 3 miles. Mm-hmm. I'd run to the gym, work out with a lift, and run home.
Jeez.
I feel like a lot of people don't do that or choose to do that, right. But I would actually put weights in my bag and run to the gym. I was
trying to make your life as miserable.
And to let you know, I wasn't even running on a solid route. I was running on the highway, on the side of the highway to get to the gym.
Right.
Just
this getting a tan.
This is how weird I am in my head. I want to do the shit that people don't do. I want to do shit that scares me.
Yeah.
I want to be built different.
Right, because it's not fun to do the normal, right? You probably want to push yourself as much.
I want to put myself in the most uncomfortable state of mind every single day of my life.
I think that's a good quality to have when you're getting in there and fighting.
Yeah.
So you get into the MMA world. I'll just jump straight into it. But so your last fight in CFFC was against one of our guys here in Philly.
Yeah.
Fucked up, but because you beat him.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it is what it is, right? But he trains with Gracie and John and all these guys who right now are the big stable here in Philly, kind of killing it out there in the UFC and in the regional circuit. But you have respect for them, everything's.
Yeah, those Daniel Gracie guys and the John Marquez guys are on another level, and I feel like a lot of people don't want to fight them, but I was coming off almost a 4-year layoff. I was training all those 4 years. A lot of people were asking me yo, on the commentators, they're where was this guy this whole time? Who is this kid?
Yeah.
I was training.
Yeah.
I had a fight fall through last April because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And then 2 years prior to that, I was in a really committed, serious relationship, and she did not want me to fight. I was training. I would actually have to put makeup on my face when I would come home with a black eye so she wouldn't see my face. I chose a woman over fighting. I'll never do that again. I've had so many, instances where I could have had a girlfriend right now.
Yeah.
But I chose to just stay solo.
Okay.
Just because this is what I want to do. I want to pursue this, and this is a selfish sport.
Yeah.
When I tell you that you can't go out. You can't go out on the weekends. If I go out on the weekends, I'm drinking club soda just to look like I'm drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'll never do that again.
Tell me about this. So this girl, she's all about you. She's into you. But one of the most important things in your life.
Yep.
because she was scared that you would get hurt?
You know what it is? I think she was more scared of me in the limelight.
Right.
Me
getting
on the cameras,
attention.
me getting the attention, which I can't be mad at her for that because
you get all the attention?
I do get a lot of attention.
I love the confidence, brother.
But I love the girl, you know, so it is what it is. Now I know I'll never do that again. And when I have a kid one day, I'm going to tell him, listen, you may love somebody, but love fades, man.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, obviously, if that person doesn't support an important part of your life,
she was there.
They're the wrong person.
She was there for my first fight.
Yeah.
My first fight was my first loss with her.
Okay.
But like I said, I was spending more time with her than I should have at the gym, and I feel like that might have been the reason why I lost. And I never told her that, you know.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have a girlfriend, who knows what would have happened that fight?
Yeah.
But in my head, I think of things like things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, maybe those 3 years or, you know, the 2 years, like I would have rushed going pro and went on a losing streak and would have quit.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe this was meant to happen and I needed to take this time to train and develop my skills.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, that's the way I see everything too. Like, you can't get like anything that happens that makes you go off course. You got to take it as in
100%.
it's part of the plan.
I was a blue belt at the time. I'm a brown belt now with 3 stripes on my belt. But yeah, it's just crazy how much I've developed from then to now. I feel like I'm a whole different fighter, and my fight IQ, I feel like, is on another level.
Yeah,
just another level. The way I watch other guys, and like I have a lot of respect for other guys and their games, but overall of MMA, where the striking and the fakes and the level changes, and if he circles this way, what opens that up? Like, I feel like I don't have
You're seeing it in slow motion.
I don't have an amateur level in my head. I feel like I'm already a pro.
So what's the next step? Is it to turn pro, or are you gonna do one or two more fights?
I'm gonna go probably 1 or 2 fights for pro rules on amateur record. You can do that now.
You can do that?
Yeah, but I couldn't do that in my last fight because I went off a loss. My only loss was from Ross Richardson, but now he fights for Bellator and he's 1-0 in Bellator. So I can't be too mad about who I lost to, but if I would have showed up that night with the camp and with all of me in that, I don't know, I might have changed it up on it.
All right, cool. I like that. So 1 or 2 more fights, pro rules, then go ahead and jump into the pro
scene.
So while you're fully dedicated to fighting.
Yeah.
The girls aren't getting in the way anymore.
Yeah.
But something else is getting in the way, like social media, perhaps, or because based on what I've seen, you're like a TikTok influencer. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either. So the TikTok thing. Okay, so let's go into that.
I want to get into your TikTok and into your modeling.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that.
So
even CM Punk called you a model.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird?
It is weird, but it's a compliment.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I'll take that compliment and run with it for the rest of my life.
So tell me about TikTok, bro.
So I was in Belmar over the summer last year. I think it was like July at the time.
Yeah.
And I met this girl, and she was like, "Hey, you should make a TikTok. You'd probably do really well on it." And I'm like, "I'll never make a TikTok. That's like for kids."
Right. Dancing.
Yeah. Like, and I was like, she was like, "No, like it'll be really good to like market yourself." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I make it, and my first video got like 70,000 views. It was literally a girl trying to rear naked choke me, and I was just like not tapping. And my face turned purple. If you scroll down, you'll probably see it there.
Yeah. But, was that in the beginning though? That's probably a ton of videos.
I don't have that many videos, honestly. I think there's like maybe
like
40 videos. I
want to see this.
I was in a bar in Ocean City, Maryland. There it is, 74,000 views. I was like, yeah, I'm a Jersey.
Did the girl know what she was doing?
Absolutely not. She wasn't even like on my throat, really. She was just on the side of my head. Yeah, I was kind of turning.
Was she mad at your frosted tips?
Or she was. I had my hair dyed at the time. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Oh my God, what a night to remember.
So you started strong with the choke out video. You didn't want to keep on doing those type of videos after you got so many views?
Honestly, my TikTok goes all over the place, honestly. From MMA stuff to thirst traps, to like Ronnie spoofs because people say I look like Ronnie from the Jersey Shore. This one, Paulie D actually commented on. I think he got
So that's you on the bottom. I don't have my fucking
Yeah,
glasses.
it's like a green screen. So
Yeah.
you can like put like
You do look. I mean, do you take it as a compliment because you do kind of look like him?
I mean, it definitely boosted my my following like a lot. You know.
Your face is a lot skinnier. And you seem like you're in shape compared to.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's not in shape whatsoever. I think he got like a surgery for fake abs, like $30,000 surgery for fake abs. Yeah.
Because he don't want to work out.
I guess not. These guys are bums, man.
Jesus Christ. All right, so you're killing it on TikTok, which I think is a smart idea, man. I think any fighter. I mean, so you're not even pro.
Yeah.
But you're already building a brand. So by the time you go pro, if you use it correctly,
I have 3.4 million on that video right there.
On this one.
Yeah. So I was a Range Rover. My job. I used to be a Range Rover auto technician.
Okay.
So I'd work on high-end vehicles, Jaguars and Land Rovers. I actually just quit that job like 3 weeks ago to pursue fighting.
Yeah.
I took a 6-figure job and put it all aside to pursue my dream. Right. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to do something like that and leave that safety net. But
so this is you in the middle of the job, just
no. My boss, he loves me. He loved me. He would give me Range Rovers for the weekend, so I would just take the Range Rover. He was like, yo, you want to make a TikTok? Because I told him I had like
to promote
at the time of this
company?
video. At the time of this video, I think I had like 40,000 followers, 50,000 followers, and it went up to like 60, 70, 80,000 after the video.
Yeah, but for him, it's like free advertising.
It's free advertising because I was like, I love my new Range Rover HST. Thanks, George Costas, because that's my manager actually now, George Costas, for all my social media stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not my fight manager, but for social media and stuff like that.
Kind of like more brand kind of?
Yeah, I also have a publicist as well.
Okay. So you're doing things...
I'm doing big things for someone that's an amateur, and I'm being a fighter is one thing, but you definitely need to have your own brand.
Yeah.
You can't just be a good fighter. You could be a great fighter, but and build yourself like that, but you have to be in front of a camera. Right. You have to be able to have that personality, and you don't always have to just talk shit.
Yeah.
To build your brand, you don't.
Or just be out there.
Just be out there. Just be out there.
See, I understand a lot of people aren't. It's not in their wheelhouse to be, to do this.
Which I understand.
I respect.
I respect that.
But some people, like, we'll do some shows. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but you do shows, and then I go to like tag them, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, did you see the post? No, they're private. I'm like, why are you private?
The only time I'm putting my account on private is if I have a fight lined up and I don't want people to see my Instagram. And the reason behind that is so they take the fight. A lot of people, they'll see my Instagram, they'll just be like, no, I don't want to fight him.
Why? Just because
that's happened a lot.
Because how you look?
I don't know if it's just how I look or what I post, because I post like training stuff.
Oh, okay. So they see more about what you do.
So they see like my technique, and they see like, I'm not trying to like hype myself up, but like at the end of the day, like, I don't know, people are scared. Yeah. To lose.
But I mean, at some point when the level of competition maybe goes up to, like, you won't have to worry about that shit because
I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean,
but anyway, so I say that because if you're fighting, you don't have to be a celebrity, but being in the public eye and having people either root for you or root against you is a huge part of fighting.
It's a huge.
Nobody's gonna book you if you're like a dud.
Yeah, you know what, and also like even having the appearance too, like that goes hand in hand with being sociable, and having an appearance is everything besides the fighting. Yeah, you have to have all.
You got to do your job in the octagon, and you got to do your job outside.
Yeah, you have to be marketable. Marketing is everything.
Yeah. And you're also into, I've seen on your Instagram. Can we go to his Instagram real quick? Let me see. Can you scroll down real quick? Hey, there's the first time we shot this episode. There you go. No, I think I saw you in a music video. You did that too?
Yeah. So, like I said before, I have a publicist, and my manager helps me out with anything marketing wise for me.
Mm-hmm. Dude, look at you and your modeling. I don't mean to cut you off. Look at you. The fucking Home Alone look is my favorite.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's definitely a look. Yeah, my photographer skilled that one. He was just kind of like, just do something like original, like just kind of like play with it. And I was like, okay.
And you connected with Macaulay Culkin. And
yeah.
But so you're doing your thing. You're getting your sponsor. You're doing your modeling. You're acting, obviously. So you're into it anyway. Like that's what you like to do.
Yeah.
You're not forced.
I love being in front of a camera. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you have to be a great fighter, but you also have to be a brand.
Yeah.
And
here's a music video right here.
yeah,
This is you.
Yeah, I was featured in this music video as the SWAT team leader. That was a good time, honestly.
That's a well-produced video. It looks
legit. Yeah. I forgot the artist's name, but I've been in 2 music videos, but there's plenty more to come.
All right. So one thing that I was excited to I guess start doing as of the last episode that we did, was to include two or three different news segments to the show, to recap the fights the right way, right? Or pick the fights, do some current events just so we can chat about that stuff, and then and talk about what you're watching.
Yep.
Because when we're not talking about fights, we got to be watching other shit, right? Like,
yeah.
So, Gabby, how do you wanna start this off? Can we talk about the fights?
Yeah, we'll talk.
We jump right into that. You watch the fights, yes?
Yeah, Pat Sabatini, man.
Bro, I sometimes
I'll tell you about him. He's another level.
Pat Sabatini.
You know what I like about him? He's good everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like my game is. Like, I'm a jiu-jitsu brown belt, but I also love the bang.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not scared on the feet, and I'm not gonna try and take someone down.
Yeah.
Like, I want to knock people out.
So Pat Sabatini goes in his first fight in the UFC, because his first one, the guy didn't, he didn't make weight, so he went home. This is his first showing in the UFC.
Yep.
I was a little nervous. I mean, everybody had told me, listen, Pat is good everywhere.
Everywhere.
So the guy's great on the ground. The guy is great at standing up. But obviously being in the big show against a guy who's resilient and who cut a ton of weight, like
his opponent is very resilient.
Right.
Conaway.
And apparently he fought at a much higher weight before that, so he came down for this one.
Yeah.
What do you think about his showing for the audience? I thought he killed it.
I think he killed it, man. I think overall, like I said before, like he's good everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be a position that he's going to be put in where he's going to be like, oh, I've never been here before.
Yeah.
Look who he trains with.
Yeah.
He trains with Killers Row, you know?
Yeah. But I love that all the commentators were like just giving him compliments the whole fight. He was dominating in every aspect of the fight. So sometimes, like, if it's your first fight in the UFC and you win by knockout, it's awesome. But people don't get to see what you're made of.
Yeah.
So I thought this was a great showing.
It's a great showing, of course. I mean,
we were really happy for him.
Just having that cage time in there is huge.
Yeah,
especially in that promotion, you know.
Right.
Getting your feet wet in there is big. But the CFFC does an incredible job of making it feel like that.
Yeah.
You know, I came off a 3-year almost a 4-year layoff to have my last fight, which was for the CFFC, and like people were like, "Oh, are you gonna have ring rust?" Like, I took that fight in 11 days' notice, cut 25 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was fighting a killer.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a full-time job working 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
I was training once a day. You know.
Wow. But the CFFC does do a good job at basically replicating what the UFC feels like once you're in there.
100%.
So it gets everybody ready to go.
I fought for other promotions before, but I already texted Arias. I was like, I don't think I want to ever fight for another promotion.
Yeah.
Unless it's the CFFC or the UFC.
Yeah.
Or another promotion higher, like
the Bellator
or something like that. Just because like their professionalism and everything around it was just spectacular. I can't be mad whatsoever. I mean, even if I lost that fight, I would have been like, "Yo, can I come back?"
Right. But they make the fighters look really good. You know what I mean? Like the fighters have an opportunity to shine at the same level as the UFC. You just got to take it or not. You know?
Yeah. I wasn't even nervous. Like it was the craziest feeling. Like I had no nerves, nothing. It almost felt like I was in the gym, honestly.
Yeah.
It was like so weird.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah, that was just a crazy fight because like me and the guy Itzo were just banging it out, and like I was like, it's either he's gonna drop or I'm gonna drop.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a fun fight, and everyone was happy with the performance. You know, and people in the crowd after I walked out were like, wow, like that was crazy, and I was like, yeah, man, like this is what I do.
Yeah.
Like people see like the Michael Dakessian, like, you know, that nice, fun, loving kid, you know. But like when I'm in there, I'm just a whole nother entity, Killer. You know. Like I'm like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I could be the nicest kid, or I could be your worst nightmare. And
I feel like you're threatening me right now.
I just have that look in my eyes all the time.
Yeah. All right, so Sabatini opened up the prelims. He killed it there, so that's awesome. Obviously, he's gonna get
I'm
another.
so happy he actually got into like a prelim, like at least on the prelims.
Yeah,
and
instead of
not
the
on
early
UFC.
prelims. Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved that, man. He's got such a great record, and the guys he's beat with are just,
Yeah. So
oh man, I don't want to.
all right, so let's start with the first fight of the main event. We talked about this already because we picked these fights ahead of time, so we won't get into what we picked. But basically, we thought this should be a good scrap. Neither of these guys are going to get a belt anytime soon, if ever. But it's going to go probably the distance.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened in the first minute?
Well, he didn't set up his kick. Realistically, was what happened.
Can we watch this real quick?
He didn't. Yep, he didn't set up the kick. You can't throw a naked kick. That's like the first rule. Like I'm sure he had a lot of nerves and
So explain this to me.
anxiety going into this. So he just like kind of went off reaction. Like what he saw was open. But you got to either get the guy on the pedal, which is like kind of moving towards that direction and not solid on his feet.
So he made a mistake of kicking him
when his foot was solid? Well, basically what happened in that instance was he kicked him while he was straight on with him. You have to either have the guy circling on the pedal, like moving
so you
on
can get
the
him
move.
on the calf? Almost?
So like you get him like almost like midair, like while he's like
so the leg
going
gives
around
a little bit.
Yeah, either that or you have to throw like a shot to the head first, like a punch, like a jab or a hook or anything that's set up since he's an orthodox fighter, just to get him thinking head.
Right.
So he protects his face and then the low kicks there.
So I was like in disbelief. I jumped out of my seat because, okay, breaking your leg like that is a horrific thing.
I don't even want to know what that feels like.
And it's like shocking, right? What's more shocking to me is that the only 2 times that's ever happened, I'm making that stat up. It's the same. It's him.
Yeah.
But it happened to
in
Silva?
the UFC. I believe only in the UFC were these 2 instances. But yeah, just to see it like
parallels.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's like karma, motherfucker. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but of course it happened to him.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Fucking bizarre. I felt so bad. I mean, the fight that I think
he'll never fight. I don't think he'll ever fight again.
Fights again either.
This is going to be a 2-year layoff, at least.
And he had already had a hard time coming back.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a 2-year layoff to say the least. And for him to come back from that, I just don't see it.
And then I'm sure when you get back in there, you have like
a fear,
a fear of kicking.
Yeah.
And then without that, I mean,
that's just one part.
Silva
of the game,
was never the same after he broke his leg.
He went on to having like 5-6 more fights after that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was the same.
Still,
the same.
no, yeah, definitely not.
So, what's his name? Wins. I think he broke a record by being the first person to win by a finish without any strikes. The guy wasn't even wet. Like he was dry.
Yeah, I watched the post interview of what he was talking about, and I was just like, wow, respect, because like he didn't wish any ill will. He was like the media was trying to like put something there, it wasn't there. Yeah. Putting beef between 2 New Yorkers, and obviously that wasn't the case.
That was a very shocking start. Listen, fight nights sometimes I'm like, yeah, there was a great fight. Yeah, there was 2 great fights, but there's always some duds. I feel like every fight had an amazing finish.
Yeah, Rose, man. Rose killed it with that left.
Are we getting into Rose? Okay. I've said this before on the record. I'm scared of Wei Li.
Yeah, no, definitely. Wei Li is a killer, but
I was not expecting.
I was not expecting that, and it really wasn't even set up. Like she just threw. I don't. Wait, can I see? Can I? Yeah,
can we watch?
Did she throw the right hand out there? Let me see.
So she throws. Nope.
Yeah, no, she didn't even throw a hand. Nothing. Just flicked it out there.
Was Wei Li going back? Bang. No, nothing.
Nothing.
She caught her between the arms too.
Yeah,
is that right?
That was honestly like that's.
She couldn't even
crazy luck. Luck has a lot to do with fighting. Honestly, like when you have so much training in the gym, like, but that's just gonna get you so far,
Because two perfect things need to happen at once.
Exactly.
You need to throw something, and the person needs to make a mistake.
Fighting is about millimeters. It's not. We're not even talking about inches.
If Wei Li would have brought that arm in, she could have blocked it.
Could have, yeah.
Or deflected it a little bit.
Yep.
Got through.
Bang. Yeah.
And I love how Wei Li got up. Obviously, she was very confused. But she got up kind of pissed. Like, no. Like, what is this? Like, you're not taking my belt? Hold on, we're still fighting. Bro, you got laid out. Mm-hmm. I mean...
She probably didn't even know that it happened.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
probably what happened. She didn't know.
Thug Rose is for sure a thug. She like what you can't underestimate her. Like when you think like she's facing a killer, she fucking does something like this.
Like I said, man, fighting is you can train as hard as you can, but like
Yeah.
it's luck too.
Yeah. So I'm assuming Joanna will fight her again. It'll be, I guess, the third fight between them. I'm assuming that's the next
I
fight.
hate when fights go like that. Three fights like in.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of watching these guys fight.
Were they
Let's watch
1-1?
something else. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so at least it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, not everybody's McGregor and Emporia.
Yeah.
All right. The bullet. I knew that Andrade wouldn't be able to do anything in this fight.
She's good everywhere.
Valentina's good everywhere, and like the discrepancy in size, like I don't.
She's got the weight cut down to a science, probably.
Yeah. I didn't think Andrade was going to be able to get in there. I did not expect Valentina to take her down.
Yeah,
7 or 8 times.
Because she's a bull. I know. Yeah, it's crazy to see that.
And then she wins by crucifix, basically.
Yeah, one of my favorite.
Positions.
Yeah, just ground and pound through crucifix. Yep.
That has got to be such a humbling place to be, when you're tied up
and getting blasted
and just getting blasted in the face.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing. Just
you gotta
you gotta move as fast as possible and try and make an opening, but most of the time,
just hope the referee gets there quick enough, right, to stop it.
Yeah.
So that was not a big shocker, but it was. It was an awesome finish. It was a good fight. And then let's.
You know what's crazy? Like, I guess this was like a karma night altogether. Cause
is that where? Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna base this off. You know, but it's super necessary. How he said that was just hysterical to me.
Why?
He's like, were those shots? Were those shots like necessary? Like, were they needed at the end?
Same thing as the question with Askren.
They were super necessary.
I love that. All right, why does this have to happen to me? I'm already not a huge fan of Usman, just because we talked about the cringiness.
Yeah.
But Masvidal's never been knocked out ever in his life. Usman knocks him out.
I love how he did that, man. He threw the jab.
Boxing.
Then he feinted the jab and did left hook right hand. It's one of my favorite combinations to do. But he threw it just like that. Jab, pop, boom.
Hey, by the way,
because he made him react with the jab. So just say he's going to parry that jab.
Uh-huh.
Right? He goes, boom. See that he went to go like this?
Parry it. Yep.
Exactly. So he's leaving his side of his face open because he overcommitted on the parry. I'm telling you, I see all this like a science. Fighting to me is a science.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a fist fight anymore.
Yeah.
I see it as calculated chaos.
All right. Nickname? Is that your new nickname? No,
I'd say that's a t-shirt at least.
That's a t-shirt.
Well, what a horrible way to go for Masvidal. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Usman brought that punch from as far back as he possibly could. So he
stepped into that.
He
stepped into that either looking for a roll off the left hook if he countered off that.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. But if you watch, he steps over with the right leg to counter. Boom.
I mean, put everything into it.
Yeah.
The thing is, honestly, I knew Masvidal wouldn't win that fight if it was just if it went the distance.
Yeah.
But I was hoping he'd come in with some shock value, movement, technique, or something just to shock Usman a little bit and give himself some time to land some stuff. But he didn't. He went in there, and didn't. I mean, he wasn't winning anything. So
crazy.
Wow, what a spectacular way to finish the night of fights with Masvidal laid out on the floor. So, but anyway, Street Jesus, man. He will not resurrect anytime soon.
No,
and he just went down on the ranks. I'm sure.
Yeah, but you know what? He still will always be a fan favorite.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, all the top guys are going to fight each other now. He's going to have to go down in who he fights.
Are you going to do that bare knuckle?
I would hate to see.
True.
I would hate to see. I hate when guys go from UFC or the highest level and then go bare knuckle. I think that's so stupid.
But he's not going to bare knuckle. So he created a
promotion?
a bare knuckle MMA promotion. Not even bare knuckle boxing.
Wow.
So,
I don't like any of the bare knuckle stuff, honestly. I'm not a fan. I'm not.
It's very low technique.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. But hey,
But he
make that money, man.
Correct, and it's a Miami thing. He's from the back.
Supposedly, it's a Miami thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now what I'm saying is like, because it's only allowed, I think, in Miami right now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's where all the bare knuckle fights. Like,
that's so funny.
The boxing ones are.
Everything
Everything can happen in Miami and Florida.
You would think like it would be in Miami.
Yeah, of course.
Like I'm totally okay.
But so he partners with Anuel, who's a reggaeton artist, very well known from Puerto Rico. But they partnered, I guess, for this promotion. I think as a one-off, they'll probably see how it goes. But listen, I've never seen bare knuckle MMA, so I wonder how that's gonna go.
Hey man, whatever makes him money.
He's gonna make money. Yeah, plenty of money.
Do it.
It was almost smart because he's like, if I lose this fight, I have this backup, and I'm gonna promote the shit out of it.
You always have to have a backup with fighting.
Yeah.
You know, my goal at the end of the day is open up my own academy. You know, help kids that struggle like me when I was a kid. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's super important to you.
Definitely.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how nasally do I sound right now? These fucking allergies are killing. I can hear myself.
It makes you sound mad elegant.
Mad elegant? That's hilarious. If you're in the Northeast right now, I don't know about you guys. You guys seem fine. I've been struggling.
I think like last week I was struggling a little bit, but
I switched. Like I was on Claritin, then I switched to Allegra. I'm doing Flonase. I'm like pouring water in my nose just to like, but I can feel it. I can feel the sound changing as the day goes on. It sucks. Everything's green outside, green and yellow.
It's crazy.
All right, so great night of fights. I don't know. Is there anything coming up this weekend?
Yeah, there's I think it's a fight night.
How does anybody even compete with that? And by the way, having the fans,
that was
felt
cool.
so good.
15,000 is that a norm for UFC or was that low? That was low, right?
That's low.
I thought it was. Oh, Dominic Reyes is fighting. Oh, you know what's crazy? I was just watching this guy. Yeah. Is it Yair? I don't know how they pronounce his name.
Who?
Jairi?
I don't know who you're talking about.
This guy on the right here. Jairi.
Oh my god, my eyes are not working. Oh, is that an R?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say Jairi then.
I was watching his fights on Riz. I watch a lot of tape.
Yeah.
Like I'm. This is like all I do.
You're
all
obsessed.
day is I just watch tape and train and teach my private lessons, and that's all I do as of right now. So I was watching all his fights from Risen.
Okay.
When he, and
he's legit.
He's good on the feet. He's good. So
Reyes was amazing, and Reyes to me was like undeniable at that weight.
Like John Jones,
technique wise, killed it with John Jones.
Yeah, and he was a football player, professional football player, correct?
Yeah. Maybe college, but yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. But he's a stud athlete, and he has great, to me, from the novice eye, has great boxing style foot movement. But then his last fight, he got destroyed. So we'll have to see.
Sometimes you could have the best camp and you just don't show up that day.
Yeah.
Just like having
says that shit.
It's just like having a bad day in the gym. Sometimes you go to the gym, you feel like everything's perfect.
Yeah.
But you just don't show up.
Yeah.
It happens.
And you can't control it.
I've had bad days in the gym and I just go and or like a bad sparring session. And I'm like, I can't wait to get to the next sparring session because I want to make up for that.
Because I know I'm going to do better that next time.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's the wrong business to be in and have an off day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't control it.
It affects you,
Well,
but I feel like I'm at that time in my life where like I just try and realize like what I did wrong, okay, and then I'll just like try and calculate what I could change. You know, I try not to be too hard on myself because at the end of the day, like this is pretty much all I do.
Yeah, you almost have to be hard on yourself, but you also have to need to know when to let go.
But you gotta know what adjustments. You can't just be mad. You can be like, oh, I'm mad.
How do I fix this?
Like how do I fix this? Like what adjustments do I have to make?
Yeah.
That's what the difference is between being coachable and not being coachable.
Right.
And the scary part is like I just found a striking coach. Like I never had a striking coach.
Right. You were just going off of gut and
I'm pretty much self-taught.
Yeah.
Like I've been training jiu-jitsu for 8 years. And my jiu-jitsu coach, Ademir Oliveira, he's a 5th degree black belt from Fortaleza, Brazil.
Okay.
He's really not he's not well known like in like the whole community because he's just like a very he's the black sheep.
Yeah, it's just
he doesn't promote himself. He has a small school.
Yeah.
I've been with him since the very beginning.
Yeah.
And
so you got that base covered, but then the striking he
fought for Pride actually back in the day. And he didn't he has a very good solid base of knowing like a straight boxing style, which he taught me. So at the time when I first started training, I was, I found jiu-jitsu through a mutual friend at the gym. Mm-hmm. And he was like, come try a class. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I went, tried a class, fell in love with it. Started training there, and I was working 2 jobs at the time. So at the time, I was working at Nissan as an auto technician, and then I was a personal trainer at a retro fitness.
Okay.
So I would work till 4 o'clock at the Nissan dealer. Then I would go and teach my fitness classes for 2 hours at the retro.
Were you doing like cardio boxing? Or?
Yeah, no. I was just teaching like
Zumba?
a HIIT training type thing. Okay. Like a cardio training.
Yeah.
So then I would go from there. I would run 2 miles after my class, and then go right to Adamir's, and then I would do pads with him for like 30 minutes, and then put my gi on real quick, and then just do jiu-jitsu. Uh-huh. So I did that for like 6 years straight. I just started working. Like I used to go to James Meals for sparring at Driven Gym. Mm-hmm. For like the last 3 years, I've been doing that. And now James and I, after this fight, I have just started working. Like I had 2 private lessons with James. We watched tape with my last opponent, and we figured out the game plan. And then James is like a whole nother level of wizardry.
So,
he's another level.
So moving forward, now that you with a solid camp, you feel as confident as can be?
It's going to be really scary. Really scary. Like, terrifying.
I like the shark guys.
Yeah.
All right, well, I feel bad for whoever you're fighting, man.
Yeah. But I don't want to scare people because I want them to take the fight.
Yeah, well, there you go. Close off social media for a couple of weeks and then see what happens.
Pretty much.
Do we have any current events or anything exciting to go over?
How much into Oscars are you?
Did you watch the Oscars?
My mom is obsessed with the Oscars.
Really?
So I was watching like a little bit because I actually do like fashion. Like I do like to dress nice and and whatnot. And
you like the red carpet.
Like who's wearing a 1980s vintage jersey from Detroit? Like who's doing that? I had a bidding war on eBay for this.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I won. Obviously, look at me. Look at you.
Determined even to you win all your fights, including the eBay wars.
Even the bidding war is like no problem.
Well, we always watch all these award shows at home. We always start watching them and we always like fade out. It's like, all right,
and then it's background music,
a little too long.
Right?
Yeah, and then it becomes background.
Yeah.
But this one, I already went in thinking like, well, there was no movies because there was no movie theaters because nobody's seen anything. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple movies, right? But like, it's all streaming probably.
Most of them are on HBO Max or whatever they call it, right?
Yeah. So it looked boring in the background. I didn't really pay much attention. Gabby, was there anything like that came out of it?
Just the first female director of color won Best Director.
Okay.
So that's some history.
Best Director or Best Film?
Best Director. Okay. Which also, Rose Namajunas made history. She's the first woman in UFC to reclaim a belt.
Oh, is that true?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I didn't know that. So the movie she did, what's the name of the movie that she did? Because I believe the movie is a movie I haven't seen yet. I think it's on Hulu.
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. Yeah, No Man's Land.
I've never even seen it.
So I think it's on Hulu, and I forget the actress that's in it. I'm just not a huge fan of hers. Like it doesn't motivate. Like it's not like somebody you're like, oh, I got to check it out because it's just a new movie.
Dude, I can't sit down and watch a movie I can't sit for 2 hours unless I could.
Because you have ADD, kind of.
Unless I could really relate to the movie, like I can't watch it for 2 hours. I have to be like on the move.
Because patient, like you just don't have patience.
I mean, I have patience in different times of my life, but like
watching a movie,
I can't do that. I get bored.
Yeah, it's got to be exciting.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good for her. I did see that in the background when she got it. I don't know what her speech was like, but I'm sure it was very moving. Speaking of movies, I think I sent you the top Netflix stuff. Just
see, like a Netflix series, I can watch and I can binge off of because it's like, okay, what's coming next?
But don't you ever think like these episodes are like movies on their own?
Yeah, of course.
And then you got 10 or 12 or 8 or 12.
If I could watch a 14-hour movie, I mean that's I don't know. I'm like different. Like I could watch the Netflix and just like, stream it all day. But like a regular movie, I can't.
That's because those episodes are so well done addicting. That as soon as it ends, 2 things. Not only do they do a good job of making you want to watch what happens next because of the way they edit the film or the show, but Netflix doesn't give you a second It's like next
so it's
episode coming up, and you're like, do we watch it? Do we watch it? It starts. We're watching it now.
Skip to like even get rid of the loading bar,
dude. It's like it does not give you a shot. You got to commit or just turn the TV off right before it happens.
Yeah, because you said you're a documentary guy.
So I like to watch a lot of like whatever I can find on Netflix has fighting related. Like I kind of like to, go towards that. But if I've already watched every single thing on there for that. So I got like obsessed with like Dexter and like that show You.
Yeah. Serial killer shit.
Yeah, like some crazy.
Is that where you learn your stares? The way you stare?
I get that a lot. You know what's crazy? Like, I'll be out and I'll see a girl, right? And she'll like look at me, and I always have like this eye, like I give like girls, and they love it. Yeah. But they see it as like very intimidating. But like I don't mean to do it. Like I just do it naturally.
It's a fine line between being into it or calling 911.
Pretty much. But it's like
you learn all your tips from you.
It works so well.
Do you have those Netflix shows up or not? I sent them to you on the thing. But either way, that's fine. You need to watch The Serpent.
Yeah, The Serpent. I'm gonna check
because if you're into those shows, you're gonna like this show.
Okay.
Get past so the first episode is a little boring. Commit to it.
Okay.
Because it gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
And this guy is a fucking weirdo.
They said that show Peaky Blinders was really good. They're like, watch 5 episodes, and I'm like, okay. I watched 5 episodes, like literally snoring because it was so bad.
Good. I just can't understand them.
I've had a Brazilian coach for like the last 8 years, so like I've learned to like learn language gaps and stuff like that. But like still
nothing.
That I could not get into.
There's something. I thought I liked it, but I've yet to finish it. So there's a reason for that, I guess. I just like those times, and they're very aggressive. And but anyway, The Serpent, it's based on a true story. I think the guy's still in jail.
Wow. Okay.
But basically, he was like in the 60s. All the hippies were like traveling the world, and he is just drugging and killing everybody, stealing their passports.
Yeah.
Selling gems. Just a fucking crazy dude. But anyway,
you finished it?
No, I think we're on episode 8, 7 or maybe 7. I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
But by the time we sit down to watch it, it's like either we're exhausted and not ready to commit to it because we're gonna want to watch 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like a good weekend binge.
Definitely.
But check it out. I think you'll like the serial killer tendencies.
I like that. Yeah, definitely.
That's it, man. Anything else you want to chat about? I think we covered all the bases here for the second time.
I kind of want to talk about like my camp a little bit, like with the fight I had.
Yeah.
So I took that fight on 11 days notice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I cut 25 pounds. And everyone thought I was like psychotic for doing this, like for taking the fight, especially with a Daniel guy, because nobody wants to fight those guys. But I just knew like in my soul, like this was like the plan. I feel like everything happened so like, it wasn't even like it was smooth because like I got like a pretty bad cut like 3-4 days before the fight because I was trying to spar as much as possible because I was getting so many tattoo sessions in between like March and April that I wasn't really training, like as much as I really should have been.
Okay.
Because you spend all this money on tattoos, you really don't want to be rolling on the mat after a week.
Yeah.
So I started like really kind of like lifting a lot of weights.
So what do you do with that? Do you wrap the tattoos up?
So I usually wait like at least a week and a half before I even put my knee on a mat. Okay.
Because you don't want to mess the tattoo up, and you also don't want to get an infection because you're rolling on a dirty ass mat.
Yeah. So
you're bulking.
I was bulking. I was 194 pounds when they asked me if I wanted to fight, and I was like, okay, let's do it. Like I never even batted an eye. Like I knew in my head, like I was posting on my Instagram like in March. I was like the return, and like it was just so crazy because like the fight came into my lap. I said, yeah, I couldn't even bat an eye. Like I was leaving jiu-jitsu practice. I think this is the first day. It was on a Friday. They asked me if I wanted to fight. It was the first day I went back to jiu-jitsu, and I was leaving. I'm like, yep. I didn't even think twice. I didn't even look the guy up. I didn't look up what gym. I didn't even know what gym he was from.
Okay.
They were just like, he's 2-0. You want to fight him? I was like, yeah. I didn't even think about it. And then they told me he was Daniel guy. I was like, oh man, like it's gonna be a good fight. Like, it's not gonna be an easy fight whatsoever. And I have so much respect for all those guys over there. Yeah. I would love to go train with them. Actually, we're affiliate gyms. Oh, really? Driven Gym and Daniel Gracie's is an affiliate gym. But we're in the amateurs.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not have two of the best teams fight each other and see what happens?
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be on this week, Daniel and John, since they were out with Pat.
Yeah. I watched, a while back, I actually worked on Henzo's Range Rover. So like I said before, I was a mechanic for Range Rover. Yeah. So I saw Henzo in the waiting room. I had the RO, which is a work order. Uh-huh. And then I was reading it, and I'm like, oh my God, Henzo Gracie is here. So I go in the waiting room and I see, it was like a girl seeing Justin Bieber to me, you know? So I go over there and I'm like, and I see him, he's got these little reading glasses on, he's reading a book. Of all things, like, you have a phone, like, you could read he's reading a book. So I'm like, all right. School, man. So I go see him, like, Henzo, and he looks up at me, he goes, porra. And porra in Portuguese means like the F word, like, fuck. So I'm like, oh shit. And then I had a big black eye at the time because I was like sparring a lot at the time, and we had a long conversation about just fighting and training. Yeah. And he actually, the next time he came for service, he gave me like 4 of his documentary DVDs.
For real?
For real. And he gave me like a bunch of them. And Daniel's actually fighting in like when he was fighting for Pride and all that in the videos, and like it was so surreal, like
that's
that happening, and then I'm fighting another Daniel guy, like. You know, it was it's just so crazy how life works out. And for that camp, I literally had, I think, like 2 sparring sessions, 2 pad sessions with my coach. Yeah. And that's like literally, we just started working together, you know, James and I. I was just going there for sparring like twice a week. Okay. I wasn't really like going to the gym there. Yeah. So now he put me under his wing after that fight. So now I'm like really
now you're fully in there.
with Driven Gym.
When do you expect to get a fight? When's your next?
I'm hoping, as long as my body's good, July.
July?
Yeah, July would be a good time. My birthday's in July, so I think they were talking about July 3rd would be the next card, and that's actually my birthday. Oh, right. So that'd be kind of cool to fight on my birthday.
The fucking pressure's on. You don't want to have a shitty birthday and lose.
I don't feel pressure. All right. I swear, like, if you watch the tape of me going out to fight, I was smiling and like happy, because it's like the anxiety to me is when I get the name of my opponent. Okay. After
when you know you're gonna have to fight.
Once I know who I'm fighting, I feel like all else is just, I kind of just do as much as I can in the training room, and then once I get there and all the hard work's over and the weight cut's over, I just go out and I have fun. I think of it as having fun, and now I'm in my, like I said before, it's calculated chaos. It's not a fist fight to me. If I do something, he's gonna react. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. If I commit to something, he's going to want to commit back, then I level change, then I do what I need to do.
When you're in there, do things slow down a bit? Because at the speed at which you guys fight, things have to.
For this specific fight, this was the first fight I've ever felt where I didn't need or want to take him down. Because I'm a jiu-jitsu brown belt. Like, I could take somebody down and submit them. Like, cool. But I wanted to put on performance. Okay. I wanted to stay on the feet as much as possible. I was not trying to really take him down.
But you got the W, man.
Yeah, that's all that really matters. I got the W. I had a good performance, and they're gonna have me back. I owe a lot to my my main sparring partner, Adam Amro. He's literally one of the best kickboxers in this area. Yeah. And his MMA style of kickboxing is really good. He trains with who's that guy that just fought Brown? He won by the 1-arm choke. Randy Brown.
Oh, okay.
He goes over there and spars Randy Brown. And now I'm going to go over there soon, start training with those guys over there as well. Okay. I just talked to my coach
Can you look up Randy Brown for me?
Yeah. Randy Brown, he fought Oliveira.
Oh, okay. So he's
Cowboy.
Funny enough. Oh, that's interesting. Yep. See, the shit does connect. Yeah. I was just talking with him yesterday to come on the show.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's cool people.
Because, right. But I don't, so where is he based out of?
I think it's New York somewhere.
Okay, because my last comment to him was like, "Well, are you ever in the Philly
area?" I think Brooklyn.
All right.
Or the BX somewhere. Well,
this whole conversation was happening without me, where they were trying to get on the show.
I've never met him personally. I've heard very good things from Adam. Yeah. But Adam is one of my main sparring partners, and in my head, I say if I could spar Adam, I can fight anybody.
Right. So Rude Boy is apparently a Twitch guy too.
Yeah, supposedly I heard he's a Twitch guy. I never really got on the
me neither, Twitch but train, they told me check out his Twitch. All right.
He was talking about why they had beef. Supposedly they had.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's why.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, hopefully he comes on too. But
that rear naked choke, that one arm rear naked choke, wasn't a bluff. Like that was actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a real submission you could actually have.
Well,
it's just a special technique of where you put your head.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, brother. Well, I think that was a rock solid episode.
Yeah, cool.
Better than the first, brother. Thanks so much for coming on. Now, can we check the mics? Is everything recording?
Everything looks good.
I touched the mic several times, and I'm like,